So I heard this story today, and I think it's a perfect example of what I've been trying to say in so many different ways and so many different seatings or settings, and it's just a really clear picture of a specific truth that I think it's so very, very important for us to grasp the right way. So the story was, I believe that the pastor was saying that he had a story where there was somebody that was caught in addiction. They were addicted to whatever they were addicted to, and they really wanted to be free. So the person said, "I've got to be free from this addiction," almost with an intense certainty and a desperation. So they said, I'm gonna fast for no food, with no food for 2 weeks. I'm going to fast no food for 2 weeks, and I'm going to pray in my prayer language for 5 hours a day during that 2 weeks. Now the person said that I may not, or I wasn't able to pray in that prayer language for the complete 5 hours a day. So what I did was I broke it up. And they said at the 2 week mark, when the 2 weeks were over, the person said that they felt something come down and almost embrace them from behind. And then immediately that spirit of addiction left them. So what's the lesson here? Most of us, as believers, we're always going to hone in on the work that's done that looks like the deliverance came from. So, man, he fasted and he prayed, and he not only prayed, but he prayed in his prayer language. Man, that did it. No, that didn't do it. So this is very important for us to grasp, because how many people have fasted and prayed for decades and they still got a load of devils in them? They still got a load of things to break off of them. So if it's not the work, if it's not the fasting and praying that did it, what did it? It was the commitment and the act of faith that produced a door that God came through and this person was delivered. So the deliberate commitment, he said, I have to be delivered. That's a spirit in itself. That's an intensity in itself that sounds an alarm in God's ear. And then from that step, he said, I'm going to fast and I'm going to pray. So now the gray area there is, did God put fasting and praying on his heart? Because I'm a very when it comes down to deliverance, when it comes down to the supernatural hand of God, he has to speak, he has to talk, he has to lead, and he has to guide you in whatever way that he's trying to, or whatever way that he's pointing out. So maybe God pointed out to him, I want you to fast and I want you to pray. But maybe God didn't. I don't know. But whatever it was the desire for change coupled with the act of faith. Now, sometimes our act of faith could be, I'm going to walk 3 miles a day until this thing is broken. I'm going to dance around my house, every Monday at 7 o'clock until 8 o'clock until the thing is broken. So it's not the things that we think do the breaking. It's your decision, your complete unwavering decision, coupled with the act of faith that gives God the door to come through and then do what God can only do. Man, I pray this makes sense. And I pray that, you guys don't think this so strange that you just toss it to the side. Because remember, how many times have you prayed? How many times have you fasted? How many times have you spoken in your prayer language only to see nothing happen? And again, it's not that the things in themselves are not useful, or they're not powerful in and of themselves, because they are, because, that's what scripture says. But there's something underneath. There's something interwoven in between everything that brings everything together. And that is the desire for change. And it's your act, whether whether you've been led to the act, or whether you decide, man, I'm going to do this so that this thing will be finished. It will be broken. That's where change happens. That's where God is. So, Pastor Jamal, Rising Ground Church, let's do it. I'll talk to you. Peace.